You're live. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monday night live stream. Going to give everyone a few minutes to roll in here. Almost 80 people waiting for the start. And I guess I should turn my phone off. There we go. All right. So today we're going to talk about our favorite combos for community tanks. And I'm excited. And the reason I like doing these types of topics is because I like hearing from all of you and what your favorite combos are. And that gives me inspiration, gives me ideas, and going forward. So, but we're going to give it a couple minutes, let everyone roll on in here, get notified. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I look cold. I don't know why. I have like this red right here. I was like doing this because I had an itch, and now I have these red spots, so that's what you get. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, everyone. And welcome, Trish, to the Dream Team. And Cassidy joined a couple days ago, so thank you. Click the like, yes. And while we're in holding, if people have groups or Facebook friends or Instagram, feel free to share it out. I would appreciate it. I need a favorite combo to go with some Shellys. That's one of my favorite combos, and we'll get there. All right. Lizzie, what up, Bob? I actually got your notification on time. Awesome. Now, when can I get my replacement Aquarium Co-op beanie? If you guys have been watching my Get Outdoors channels, I've been putting that beanie to good use. And, well, it might have got ruined on this last trip, so I need a new one. Anyways. So before we get started, though, there is something that I want to talk about real quick, and that is today somebody randomly sent me 24 cans of wet cat food. Jamie McDonald says, "Hello, Bob. Check out the coolest badge ever." Yes. You and now 3 other people have that badge, my friend. The 2-year badge. Super awesome. It's by far the best one on YouTube, by far. So anyways, yeah, I got a random pack of cat food. I don't know who sent it. I don't know where it came from. It came from Amazon. But it reminded me of 2 years ago. Well, first of all, I don't have cats, all right? So I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Take it into the shelter. And that reminded me of 2 years ago when we ran a drive for my local shelter. And I'm going to do it again. So 2 years ago, we ran a drive. We had enough stuff donated to fill the back of an entire truck, and it was super awesome. And now, more than ever, the animals need our help with all the natural disasters, the fires. I mean, my shelter that I volunteer at is just overwhelmed. So many dogs, so many cats. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it again. So yeah. If you were here 2 years ago, you know the deal. Here's the link. If you get something off that link, it'll ship directly to me, and then I will take it into the shelter all in one big batch, like the video 2 years ago. So 100% transparency. It all goes to the shelter. I don't need any of it, so there you go. And if people don't want to go through, Amazon, if you don't have an Amazon, we also did PayPal. So you can PayPal Steenfott Aquatics at gmail.com, and that'll go directly to me, and leave a note that it's for the animal shelter, and we'll put that to good use as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there because we definitely need help. The animals need help. Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. And now we're going to that time of year again where it really does help. A lot of places are shutting back down. So I know it's tough. I don't expect anything, but if you want to, it's just one of those things. Can we super chat the shelter? You can't super chat the shelter, but like I said, you can do PayPal. I did run into some issues last time doing super chats through here. It ended up costing me quite a bit of money. So yeah, the Amazon wish list or PayPal is the preferred method, just so I don't run into any issues with YouTube again. So that's all I got to say about that. I'll probably, last 2 years ago when we did it for 1 week because it was like a last minute thing that I decided to do. So now we're going to be able to run it for about a month, and hopefully we can beat what we got 2 years ago. I didn't do it last year because I was broke and I couldn't contribute anything. So I felt bad asking. But yeah, so we're going to go that route again, see what happens. And anyways, on to the show. Wish list, yes, right there. And I'll link it in chat afterwards for the people that are watching afterwards as well, or in the description, or I'll probably forget, but I'll try. Hopefully someone will remind me. So, favorite community fish as far as 2 tins of cat food. Yeah, it's just so strange. Like 24 cans of cat food showed up. I was like, oh, they just delivered it to the wrong person. It was addressed to me, so someone's playing a joke. I don't know who it is, but there you go. Thank you for the 2 tins of cat food. I appreciate it. Trevor is here. There's the other one. One of the four with the ultimate badge. Welcome, my friend. And if you've been around this channel for any amount of time, you know what my answer is going to be to my favorite community tank. It should be no surprise, right? Rainbow fish, apistos, and corridoras, all in the same tank. That is one of the ultimate all-time best combinations you can ever have. If you want something fun, colorful, you know, you could throw in a fancy pleco in there as well. Nothing wrong with that. Did you check the expiration date on them? Maybe it's 2 years old. Yeah, they just got here. It wouldn't surprise me, except that it came from Amazon, not USPS. If it came from USPS, then sure. Steven says, I enjoy the incredible, unique combo of discus and cardinal tetras. Yes. Boy, is that ever rare. Casey's Tank says, best community fish, Cory cats. Because I love them. Yeah, it's hard for me to have a tank without Cory cats. It really is. So that's that's my very first favorite combo. And my second favorite is actually Lake Tanganyika. It's very similar, kind of, but it's shell dwellers with Cyprichromis or Paracyprichromis and rock dwellers. So like Julidochromis, right? Cyprichromis and shell dwellers, says Fish Tank Barn. So what I like to do is have like a rock stack, like just a stack of rocks on one side for the Julidochromis, and then have it kind of scape down into the sand, and you have all your shells there for your multis or ocellatus, whatever you want to do. And then you have like the wide open column above that for the Cyprichromis, and that's a really fun tank to have as well. Fish Tank Barn with the $1 super chat. Pie, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Joel says, guppies, and more guppies. Yeah, I mean, guppies kind of take up every part of the water column, so yeah, for your fish up here, guppies. For your fish down here, guppies. Bottom, guppies. Jesse says, I got a fancy pleco. I never see him, though. There's some things you can do, like ditherfish for one. Also, floating plants make plecos feel more secure. And dim lighting. Trish says, I'm thinking about some Shellies. What on top, though? Cyprichromis. Now, there's also the nice thing about Tanganyikans is that their water parameters are like perfect for live bears. So you can do live bears if you want. But a lot of people do Cyprichromis because they stay in the top part of the water column. And they're very similar to rainbow fish. So pretty cool. Here's one. BM3 Aquatics says, Harlequin, lamb chop rasboras, Stiphodins, glow light danios, and tetras and autos. So that'd be pretty cool. I feel like as soon as you throw in those danios, though, you're gonna have some issues with food because danios are super hyper. But still, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Harlequin and lamb chop rasboras. I just ordered some rasboras today, as a matter of fact. And I got my super secret danios that I haven't shown yet. I need to get those on video. we're going to have some fish room videos coming out here pretty soon. So I'm going to start seeing some fish again on my channel. What size tank for the Shelly Julie Cyprichromis combo? Honestly, the absolute best size is 75 gallons or above. You can do it with a 55. I've done it with a 40, but it gets pretty cramped, and you need to do like smaller species of Cyprichromis. So none of the jumbo ones. Clyde says, let's get to 200 likes. Holy smokes, we're at 107. We got a ways to go. A ways to go. Mina says, I have an armor-plated Raphael bottom feeder, but I never see him. Hope he's still alive. Yeah, those guys tend to hide a lot. They're definitely hiders. And, you know, they're also nocturnal, so maybe take out a flashlight at night and see if you can find them. Best tank mates for blood parrots? I don't do blood parrots, my friend. Maybe someone in chat. Oscars, yeah, here we go. Oscars, chocolate cichlids, shovel-nosed catfish, and alligator. Cody says, Alani rainbow fish, the Chilothrina alani, very, very cool fish. Siamese algae eaters, and shrimp. Interesting. I can dig that. I'm a huge fan of Siamese algae eaters and flying fox, but not Chinese algae eaters. No Chinese algae eaters. Multi-hijacker says, hey, Bob, here's 120 long chili rasbora. Oh, never mind. Wait. Here's one for a 20 long. Chili rasboras, nice. Dwarf honey gourami, nice. I just got those about a month ago, maybe longer. Dwarf neon gobies, cool. Dwarf neon gobies, red, blue, and yellow, all in an Asian biotope. Well, there you go. 20 long chili rasboras. Can never go wrong with rasboras. I think rasboras are better than tetras, but I think a lot of people will pick tetras just because there's way more variety. But I'll always go with rasboras first. Dwarf honey gouramis, I've owned those for a month-ish, maybe give or take a month. It's hard to keep track anymore these days. But I'm loving those fish. I don't know why it took me so long. So I've never owned a gourami in my life until I bought these dwarf honey gouramis, and I think they're super awesome. So, and you can never go wrong with gobies. So that would be pretty fun little setup there. Clyde says, how much money would you think a person would spend for a full 125 gallon with everything? There's a lot of factors. I mean, what's everything? I mean, does everything include like a hang-on back filter, or does everything include an FX6 filter? Does everything include an AquaNeat light, or does everything include a Fluval 3.0? There's a lot of factors in there. I like my Priscilla tetras and angelfish together. Yep, someone earlier before we started said that they're loving their lemon tetras. I don't know who that was, but I'm not gonna scroll up and find it. I'll agree. I ordered lemon tetras today, as a matter of fact, and I'm slowly gonna start building my school of 200 lemon tetras, and I think it's gonna be awesome. Chinese algae eaters, yuck. Yeah, I mean, they're cool fish, but buy them for what they are, and that's not algae eaters. So my biggest issue is just the name, because they're not algae eaters. Furlough's Aquatics with the $5 super chat. Filamentosis barbs, Odessa barbs, and Congo tetras. I wonder if they would fin nip the Congo tetras. With apostle or apistos for the bottom. I'm gonna go with apistos because I don't know what apostle fish are. So I'm gonna assume that was apistos for Eric. I just wonder if the filamentosis or the Odessas might fin nip the long fins of the Congo tetras, but that would be pretty cool. That would be a cool one too. Anything with Congo tetras is gonna look awesome. I don't have a tank right now because I live in an RV down by the river. Just kidding. Let's see. There is a question up here. What algae eaters would you put in a tank with harsh gravel and guppies? I got a 29 gallon. I would do rubber lip pleco, sometimes called a bulldog pleco. But yeah, if you watch my video from 2 weeks ago, maybe, I actually did top 5 algae eaters. So, what did I have? Rubber lip. I don't know. I made that video a long time ago. But yeah, the rubber lip pleco is part of there, and I think that would be a cool little add-on for you. Peeps lost sheep. Peep lost sheeps. All right. Bora Raz Brigadette, another Rasbora. Man, you're busting out all scientific names just to screw with me. Gastromyzon punctulatus, Pangeo cooley, and some Neocaridina davidi. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do have to Google the punctatus because I do not recognize that scientific name. Spotted hillstream loach. You think I would have known that, but nope. Gastromyzon punctulatus. Interesting. Okay, so what do we got? Rasboras, coolie loaches, shrimp, and some hillstream loaches. Okay, I can dig that, definitely. Paul says, Siamese algae eaters love their algae. That's true. That is definitely true. BM3 Aquatics says, uh-oh. I just scrolled all the way to the bottom. You think in 5 years they could fix this little scroll feature. Like, how much would you recommend to spend for a 125 gallon aquarium by itself or with a stand? Clyde, the fish store by me, well, I say by me, but it's not really by me. They sell 125s for, I think they go on sale like once or twice a year for around $350. So just for the tank, no stand at all. Man, where did that comment go? BM3 Aquatic. The Glow Light Danio School with the Harlequin and the Land Chop Rasboras in my 55. So cool. Yeah. Yep. It was me, but I don't own any lemon tetras. Was just digging the thumbnail. Oh, Curtis. All right. I mean, they're pretty awesome. And I think they're going to look really cool in a school of like, well, obviously a school of 200 fish is going to look cool of any fish. DC Kyle says, dwarf honey grammies are pretty. Eat all foods and clean up the bottom of the tank. Breathe air, clean plants, and do that little dance with their feelers. The perfect fish. I'm really enjoying them. I still have them in their quarantine tank, and I can't wait to get them into a planet tank and really kind of dig on them. Moonstone Aquatics with a $15 super chat. Not for the ammo fund this time, though. Thank you, Moonstone Aquatics. I hope you watched our last video. We did not encounter any cougars, just some cougar tracks. For those aquatics of Steenfott Aquatics, I have them all together. No fin nipping that I've seen. There you go. Awesome. Awesome. That's like the one thing. Like, there's so many fish that I want, but they have like really cool lyre tails. Like a lot of the earth eaters have a lot of really cool lyre tails, but then I have to like really be conscientious of what I put in the tank with them. And I don't like being conscientious. I just like doing whatever without thinking about it. That's my motto. Waterboy H2O says, hey Bob, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I am. Thank you. I'm doing really well. Thank you for doing what you do. By the way, it's me, Robert Banks. I changed my name. Well, I probably won't remember that, but it's good to see you. Names are like, I'm terrible with names. I've known people for like 5 years and I still don't know their name. What is the best dwarf Corydora? Do they eat algae? No, they're not really known for algae eaters. As far as the best, they're all the best. Whichever one you can find, whichever one your LFS has, that is the best. Well, I guess that's not true because Hestatus, I find them to be a little more sensitive than the other species. But other than that, they're all pretty bulletproof. What are the best? Oh, I just got that one. 5. There you go. Thank you for linking. I finally have free swimming angel fry. What's your superpower? Seriously, it's been a year of trying. What's my superpower? I've never spawned angelfish. No, you might. Oh, well, unless you're talking to someone else. Rach says, hiya, Bob. Did you and Jimmy go camping this last weekend? Any suggestions regarding my fish if I leave them out of town for about 5 days? We did go camping. The video is already up. No, not last weekend. It's every other weekend. So I don't the last video would have been out a week ago. And then we're going camping this weekend again, except this weekend it's just going to be really easy. We're going somewhere. It's supposed to be like torrential downpour this weekend, so we're going to go somewhere close and somewhere we've been before. So, and we're bringing 2 vehicles this time, so that's another reason we're keeping it kind of close. But anyways, as far as regarding fish, if I leave them out of town for the 5 days, I honestly probably wouldn't even worry about it. Like, I don't tend to stress about feeding my fish unless I'm gone for more than 7 days. They still make those like blocks, those like calcium blocks that are vacation feeders. You know, it could be better than nothing, but I don't know. Like I would just feed them really well for like the 3 days prior, not overfeeding. So you're gonna cause all, algae and issues like that, but just well fed. Maybe if you feed them once a day, you feed them twice a day. Fatten them up for those couple days, and then 5 days, I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it unless you have someone you can trust that lives close and doesn't mind stopping over. Then, you can at least have them check in on them on like day 2 or 3. But other than that, 5 days, that's nothing. I mean, think how long these fish get stuck in shipping, right? In a little bag. Sometimes they're in there for a week with no problems. What are your thoughts on bristlenose plecos versus starlight bristlenose plecos for keeping algae under control? So, of all the ancestress plecos, bristlenose are the best. They're just the best. I have kept starlight, I've kept L182, I've kept L183, and I've kept L184. And I will say that your standard bristlenose L144 is going to be the best out of all the ancestors I've kept. Now, they certainly don't look as cool, but they are good at what they do. Trish KCMO with the $50 super chat. Oh, I appreciate it. So I have to make like special notes of people who do it through the super chat so I don't get in trouble through YouTube again. There we go. Hold on. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, so for people who showed up late, I am doing the marathon. It's not really a marathon. I don't know what to call it, but I am doing. I don't know what to call it, but I am collecting supplies for the shelter that I volunteer at. I hope to run it until the 14th, so almost exactly a month. And we'll see what we can get. I would love to be able to fill up another truck, but we'll see. We'll see. There's Candy linking the wish list. Yeah, so if you buy stuff off that, it'll get delivered to me. There'll be full transparency, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, back to fish. Veranid Guy says, Veranid Guy, what's up, buddy? Just got a group of Palmer Eye Emperor Tetras, and the tails the males develop are striking. Not a lyre tail, but a trident. The old trident tail. Sometimes I get guppies that have that deformity, although I realize it's not a deformity. But yeah, the trident tails definitely look cool. Put fish portions in baggies and tell the sitter 1 bag a day. I am lucky to have one of my closest friends lives about 15 minutes away, and she comes in and will check on my fish if I ask her to. But I mean, let's be real. I hardly ever leave my basement anyway, so I haven't had to call upon that favor in a long time. Von Lurker says, Steenfott Aquatics, what can I put in a 75 with my zebra acaras? Rainbow fish. Any rainbow. Well, I wouldn't put small. I wouldn't put Pseudo McGill's, but rainbow fish. Pick a color you like and go buy that color of rainbow fish, and you won't be disappointed. Hello, my fellow fish nerms. Fluval is tripping. Yes, Fluval be tripping always. Apparently they got some new little nano heater type thing that I want to try out though. I love my green dragon plecos, but they don't eat much algae. Yeah, Yes, but I would still say a green dragon would eat more than an L183. Yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I will say my green dragons definitely eat meatier foods, whereas like a common bristlenose just kind of leaves. Like when I drop wafers in for the corridoras, the green dragons, they do kind of go after them. Never really noticed that before. The annual Steenfott telethon. I guess it would be biannual. Biannual. You might need more than one truck the way we love Bob. I hope so. Honestly, you know, you're going to get shouted out. So if you don't want any recognition, see, like if you PayPal me, just say it's for the shelter. Don't shout me out or anything. So otherwise, I will shout you out. Revenge of the Nerms. Good tip when mixing species in a tank. Start with the smallest and most sensitive ones, or the less aggressive ones, then add in order largest, most aggressive at last. I don't know that I would put aggressive fish with non-aggressive fish, though. That just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Start with the smallest. I see how that makes sense, though. It definitely does make sense. M. Rabbit Stew, Von Rio Tetras. So I've noticed he said orange laser cories. So are you doing the orange Von Rios? Because there's Von Rios and then there's the orange ones. And not much difference, but they're definitely more orange. Anyways, orange Von Rio Tetras, orange laser cories. I'm just saying orange. And blue velvet shrimp are awesome and very busy. Blue velvet shrimp. Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much say that about any Neo, right? Friend guy says, just when I started getting tired of rainbows, the male Parkinsoni seem to have gone through a growth spurt and really colored up. It's like they knew they were in danger. If you're getting rid of those Parkinsonis, man, send them back. Send them back. Those are really, really hard rainbows to get a hold of these days. No NERM meeting tonight. Sad, but good for Corey. Yep. I think that's 2 weeks in a row, right? Of no live stream. Somebody beat my donation to the shelter. Challenge on. I don't know what that means. So if you buy something on the wish list, I don't have a way of knowing if someone actually got something. That's the thing I don't like about this. Like, it would be nice to know if I need to be watching out for packages on my doorstep, but we'll see. Any plans or idea when more Bosemani rainbows will be available? I'm finally getting a 55 and Gary's rainbows are on my bucket list. Honestly, probably not till after the new year. The person that I get them from has a whole lot of fry growing up, but I don't think they're going to be ready in time for the holiday shutdown because I'm not shipping during the holidays. I'm not shipping to Pennsylvania right now because no mail is getting delivered to Pennsylvania right now. So it's kind of already started. Out of all the fish I ordered this week, I have what I got right here. So I got chocolate shrimp coming in, orange shrimp coming in, lemon tetras. Those are for me. What else? More neon green rasboras, the best rasbora in the world. Pandagara, again, I'm trying Pandagaras as the last shipment was crushed. More featherfin rainbows because the ones I get are stunning. And they're usually pretty male heavy, which people like. And Norman's lamp-eye killifish. I'm finally getting my Norman's lamp-eye killifish. And that's just what I ordered today. I'll be putting in another order tomorrow for a different place. All those fish will come in this week. They'll go through quarantine, and I'll have like 1 week to sell them before the holiday shutdown. So, yep. Josh's World, hey Bob and Candy, sorry I came late. Better late than never, my friend. Better late than never. Pleco guy says threadfin rainbows, hillstream loaches, and Steenfott gobies. Yes, threadfin rainbows. I've had this group of threadfin rainbows for a very long time. I listed them for sale last week and they sold out immediately, but they got really big and really impressive. I'm really surprised. And they might be one of my favorite rainbows now. I'd never actually kept them long enough to get this big. Ember tetras with adult peacock bass. It sounds like some expensive food if you ask me. Now, an adult peacock bass is pretty big. Maybe the ember tetras will be small enough for it not to go after it. But that's a big maybe and an expensive risk. So maybe get like 6 of them or 10 of them, a small amount, and try it at first before you go buy like 100 of them. Of course, says yes on the neon green rasboras. I agree. Super amazing fish. Yes, the force is strong with the candy overalls. Hit the like, Babylonians. Babylonians. Hey, I've never actually... No one's actually said that before. I kind of like that. Waiting for Babylonians to catch on, maybe. I like that. I've never heard that before. Steenfott Aquatics, would featherfin rainbows be a substitute for the Cyprichromis? No. No, you definitely don't want to do featherfin rainbows with shell dwellers, because shell dwellers would destroy them. Absolutely. See, the thing is, with shell dwellers, you gotta think of like a fish that could stand at least a little bit of abuse. Now, feather fins, they're not really much for abuse. So, because if they ever do sink down on top of one of those shell dweller shells, those shell dwellers are gonna go crazy. So you just got to keep that in mind. So usually nothing with like really long lyre tails like a feather fin, or I guess it's not a lyre tail technically, but you guys know what I mean. Valerie Duck says, doing a 75-gallon for 2 marble black-white angels. Already have my colorful tank, so I want to do silver and black or white smaller fish. Suggestions? The black skirt tetra. Black skirt tetra is one that comes to mind like right away. If you want a school of tetras, black skirt. Super awesome. They're really inexpensive, but still pretty hardy. So just a good one to go with. Dank Tanks, what's up, buddy? Says Bob. Ever see honeycomb cats, oil cats? I see them every single day because I own like 3 different types. I'm gonna Google this weird scientific name. So I forget which ones I have. I have Tatia something. Let's see if it says here. I have the cool one. How about that? I have the cool one for sure. No, it doesn't list them all out. But yeah, I believe I currently have 3 different species of oil catfish, and they are amazing. Absolutely amazing. They remind me of Synodontis catfish, except like less sporadic. So they spend a lot of their times just like looking like they're dead, and I'm like, oh, they're dead. And then you touch them and they go crazy. And that's like half the time. The other half the time, they're just out all over the place like Synodontis catfish. And especially when you feed them, they go crazy. So yeah, really cool fish. What can I hang with a pair of blue gouramis? What can you hang? Oh man, there's so many things you could do with gouramis. So many things. I mean, I could say rainbow fish, tetras, corridoras, rams and guppies. Yeah. Yep. Trying to think. The last time I kept rams, I had them with roseline sharks. What else? That's it. That's all I remember. I know there was other stuff in the tank, but I don't remember what. Sign to More says, what should I put with hillstream loaches and cherry shrimp in a heavily planted 40 breeder? Do you want something you could breed? You could do like endlers or any numerous live bears. Or what would I do? Honestly, I would do rainbows, but I'm going to get a little bit more specific. I would do Pseudomugil luminatus. Pseudomugil luminatus. Pseudomugil luminatus. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Let's see. There. I actually own these rainbows right now, and I hope to spawn them. I'm going to actually get the correct spelling for you. All right, here it is right here. Pseudomagil luminatus. Look those up. They're super amazing fish, and they'll go perfect with hill streams and cherry shrimp. All right, Verena Guy says, what do you think of Serpe tetras? People don't seem to talk about them much, but they're really pretty when they're happy. It's because they're fin nippers. Serpe tetras are really, they're really pretty fish. They're like a deep red, but they're known to be kind of fin nippers. So if you're gonna do Serpe tetras because they're red, I would actually go with red phantom tetras. They're not terribly much more expensive, but they are definitely less nippy than Serpe tetras. And I've kept them both, so I can actually speak from experience on that one. Gore Sim for the holiday shutdown savings account or the holiday party account. Thank you, Gore Sim. I hope I'm saying that right. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's a good dither fish for geophagus that get 8+ inches? Rainbow fish. Like, so many easy questions tonight. I love it. Tatia, it's the one that they look like they're the black ones with the white spots. I should know the name, but I don't. I have way too many fish to remember the scientific names of all of them. Do you sell shrimps, Bob? Yes, I have orange shrimp and chocolate shrimp. And if you're wondering what the difference between chocolate shrimp and black shrimp are, they're both Neos, but the chocolate shrimp have a really dark red. So they look black until you actually get some light on them and get up close to them, and then you'll see like that red. It's like a blood red. I don't know. Hard to describe. My Serpe are super docile and never observed any nipping. Yeah, and it's one of those things like maybe I didn't have enough of them. You know, a lot of tetras, if you don't have a large enough school of them, then they will get nippy, and maybe I just didn't have enough of them. It was like 5 years ago. I can't remember how many I had, and that could have been it too. Steenfott Aquatics, do you still plan on doing the assorted Endler package? Yes, I have no, I don't know where I was going there, but I don't have a choice because I have mixed a bunch of Endlers in the same tank now. So yeah, moving stuff around, I couldn't avoid it. So I mixed a couple pure line Endlers all into the same tank, and we'll see what we get. Kent's Fish with the $10 super chat. Thanks for what you do, and this is for you. I finally caught one live. Kent's Fish, what's up, buddy? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Curtis Schindler linking in my outdoor channel. Yes, please, please, please. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and it's just good, wholesome fun, you know. I have a hard question. Chili Rasboras bred in 7 to 7.5 pH and happy, please. Casey's tanks. I don't know what the question is. That sounds like a statement and a good one. your Chili Rasboras bred in 7 to 7.5 pH and they're happy. Sounds awesome to me. Oh man. Joe Williams says super red or lemon yellow bristlenose. Super red all the time. Hands down, super red. I am not a fan of the yellow lemon bristlenose pleco. What is the holiday shutdown? Night Rider, a lot of states, including mine, shut down today. So my state went back on super lockdown today. I don't think people are going to do it, but yeah, that happened today. Are bloodfin tetras safe with discus? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what their top end temperature is. Let's see if we can find it real quick. All right, where is seriously seriously fish when I need it? Bloodfin tetra, seriously fish. What is the top end? Ooh, they can go pretty warm. 28 degrees Celsius. What is that, like 82? I'm probably way off, but yeah. Oh, 82 on the nose. So yeah, you're probably all right with discus. As long as you're not keeping your discus at like 86 or 88, something crazy, you're probably all right. Why is the Steenfott Aquatic store all sold out? Please explain. Because people just buy stuff. As soon as I put it on there, people buy it. It's just so fast. Happens so fast. I'm really loving the Empire Gudgeons. The Archers in the 75 can boss everything around except the Empire Gudgeons. Gudgeons are a very underrated fish for sure. Definitely. Collins Critter Cave says, I got here late. Can you give another quick rundown relating to this food drive that keeps popping up? It's not really a food drive. There is food in that drive, but I'm just collecting donations for the animal shelter that I volunteer at. Because we just keep getting hammered and hammered and hammered with more dogs, cats, rabbits. We have a lot of rabbits right now for some reason. But, yep, that's what it's for. Bob, at Bob, that's not going to work. My community, 6 orange glow light tetras, 5 coolie loach, 3 Borneo loach, pretty awesome, 14 guppies, and 18 celestial pearl danios. That's quite the tank. I bet that's a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun. For any guy, bloodfins would be safe, except they are a cooler water tetra. Instead, rummy nose would be a better choice. They do well in the really warm water discus needs. The other thing you got to watch out for bloodfins is their jumpers. I don't know if you have a top. I don't know. You know, even if there's like just the smallest of openings, those bloodfin tetras, they find a way out. Are muppies an abomination? I don't think so. I think they're awesome. Joe says, I use Seriously Fish a lot too. It seems like a lot of other places just copy and paste everything. Must be between 7 and 7.5, 76 to 82. Yeah, Seriously Fish is like the go-to website. And I'm glad they finally got somebody over there that knows how to like monetize a website. So they're starting to get some type of money for all the work they do. Took long enough, but I'm glad to see it. The thing I like about Seriously Fish is the notes, when people add in notes. Anyways, Mike says, I had an Australian rainbow that looked dead. Check parameters and nothing was out of control, so I did a huge water change and the guy is back to looking normal. Australian rainbows are crazy. You know what's crazy is my rainbows are still out in my pond. We've had multiple nights of freezing. And every once in a while, I'll see one like floating on the side on the surface. And I'm like, oh, I pushed it too far. You know, I went too far and it got too cold and they died. And this happens every time. This happens, well, 3 times now. 3 times. When I go to like pick up the fish that looks dead laying on its side and it just darts down. It's like it's sunning. It's like, because it's always when the sun is out. So it's like they're up there and he's just laying down. He's like, yeah. I was working on my suntan, and as soon as I touch it, boom, it darts back down. I don't know. I still see him schooling around, though. Anytime there's sun, I walk out there because I can see the bottom when it's sunny, and I can see him schooling around the bottom. But the water hasn't dropped below 40 degrees yet, so we'll see. Can you put the link for Seriously Fish? Hey, I'm still on here. Just don't leave the stream. Every view counts. 360 people. Woo! Are we going to hit 400? That'd be sweet. And only 10 likes away. 9 likes away. Good place to buy mascara barbs. I'd never seen mascara barbs for sale anywhere except for online. So I wish I knew. Collins Critter Cave for the furry friends. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Can you put, oh, I already got that one. How many angelfish should I keep together? It depends on the size of your tank. The black algae I had on all my rocks is just about gone. Those L397 seem to really love that algae. I thought they mainly like wood. Who knew? Well, I mean, let's be real. Blackbeard algae is kind of like wood. It's probably, well, that was kind of a dumb statement, but it's probably the most dense of the algae. I would say even more so than like Cladophora algae. Blackbeard algae, it's thick and it's strong. So they're probably like rasping on it, or they're just rasping on the Blackbeard algae to get it out of the way to get to the wood. That would be funny. Get this crap off my wood. Are green neon rasboras the same as Kubutio rasboras? Yes, that is exactly it, Christian. Same fish. Super awesome. If you feed them really good quality food, they get really, really neon green. It's really awesome. Too late, Steenfott? What? Crappie will freeze solid and... Oh, crappie. Crappie will freeze solid and come back to life when the water thaws. Crappie. Jeez. Mickham says, nice combo in a small tank. 1 pair of Apistogramma borellii, absolutely. A school of chili rasboras or ember tetras, and some clown killies. Cannot wait until I can buy some clown killies again. I think... So, I'm getting my Norman's Lamp-Eye killies. Hopefully they come in. And I'm going to breed those because they're super easy to breed. And if I can get clown killies again, maybe I'll just start breeding my own clown killies too. I don't know. My new operation is going to be way more geared towards breeding than like wholesaling and reselling. So definitely getting into or getting back into breeding. Zen Ginger says no comment. Okay. 202 likes. We're up to 225. Clyde says our goal has been destroyed. I feel like people always ask for centerpiece fish, and not enough people are into apistogrammas. Those would be a great, like a pair of apistos. Talk about an awesome centerpiece fish. Justin says, any recommendations on a host site for building a website for selling shrimp random things? I use Shopify. It's about $30 a month, and it is definitely probably the easiest. I cannot say enough bad things about GoDaddy. I would definitely stay away from them. Shopify has been amazing, honestly. Like, you can talk to someone like instantly if you ever have problems, and they fix it every time. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But it is $30 a month, whereas other places are definitely cheaper. Paul says peacock gudgeons and panda cories and a 20 long. What else would you add to it? I would probably get something on the top, even though a 20 long is pretty short. I'd still want to find something. I would probably, I mean, I'm a rainbow guy, so I would go with the Pseudo McGills. Like, I would do a beefier one, like the Gertrude. Maybe the frickatas, but I don't think 20 long is big enough for a friccata, especially a group of them. Awesome hobbyist bread is the way to go. Yeah, like even if I buy wholesale fish and then breed the wholesale fish, those are going to be infinitely better than bringing in more wholesale fish. And the other thing I've realized is that as just a one-man operation, I can't really keep up with it anyways. So even if I did like just plaster my website and put everything in stock, like there's no way I could like ship that amount by myself. I would be so miserable. So miserable. Ben Ochart is here. What's up, buddy? You in Tennessee now? Maybe? I think. I don't know. You're not in California anymore, though, so that's a plus. California. Centerpiece is why I asked about bristlenose. I kind of want the L397, but so expensive. They're really slow growers, too. I've had my L97 for... I feel like I've had it for like a decade, and it hasn't grown at all. I mean, I've only had it for like a year and a half, but man, I swear they grow slower than zebra plecos. Justin Mosley says Squarespace. I prefer Shopify over Squarespace all day long, but that's just me. To be fair, I used Squarespace once for like a week, and I was like, it's not bad. It's definitely easy, but I think Shopify definitely is easier. Oh man. I ranted too long. Well, not ranted, but Okay, I gotta catch up here real quick. Centerpiece will ask about the original. Did Jimmy make the thumbnail? I made the thumbnail, but it is a Jimmy picture. It is a Jimmy picture. Almost everything I do, I steal from Jimmy. Well, not steal, because he gives them to me to use. Like 2 years ago, why am I saying Jamie? Jimmy made this like huge Google Drive of photos and some short clips, and I've used that. I've used probably every single picture in that Google Drive over the last couple years. Alphabet grow, aggressive, but South and Central American mix, cichlids, severums, fire mounts, and Geo is an awesome big community tank if you get the hierarchy. Yeah, something that I've never really been into, minus Geophagus. I love Geophagus, but like Firemouth, Severums, not really into those, but I've seen a lot of community tanks with those too. So I just, it's hard for me to like talk about that because I've never done it. So for some reason, you remind me of Tom Segura. You're about the 4,000th person that has told me that. And I think I finally went and watched like one of his videos, and I was like, okay, I don't see it, but I might be a little biased. Kathy Shelley says 75-gallon Tanganyikan community suggestions. Love my sips, Shelby's, Calvis, and Julie's. Yes, I'm definitely in the showroom. So I'm going to have 2 fish rooms. One's going to be for breeding and selling, and the other one is going to be more for show, like, aquascape tanks, things like that. And I definitely plan on bringing back one of my Tanganyikan tanks. Rach says, what, Bob? No California love? I love to visit California. How about that? Does that count? I love to visit California. But that's about as far as it'll ever get. A good combination is Victorian cichlids and Synodontis multipunctatus, and the catfish babies eat the cichlid eggs. So the one thing I don't like about Victorian cichlids is they can be some of the most colorful of all the cichlids, and yet only one of them, only the dominant male, colors up all the way. You can definitely get, like in the hierarchy, like the number 2 and number 3 male. I mean, they definitely get color, but it's nothing like the dominant male. That's the only thing I don't like about Victorian cichlids. I have a tank of like 20 of them of one species, and only one of them is colored up because the females don't have any color at all. What's the most desirable traits you look for in an angelfish? I'm not like a big angelfish nerd when it comes to like finnage. I don't care if the finnage is perfect. I don't really, the only thing I care about is if it's like a super red koi. That is my absolute favorite angelfish. And if I ever buy angelfish again, it'll definitely be like the super reddest koi angelfish that I can find. I'm a big fan from Egypt. Awesome. I would really like to go to Egypt someday. What do you think about Frontosa? I think they're really awesome, but I don't think people keep them in big enough enclosures most of the time, or aquariums, I should say. Steen, that's wrong. Tom Segura reminds us of you. Thank you, Andy. That's better. I don't remind you of anyone. Other people remind you of me. That's the way it should be. Today I bought my zebra pleco. Super hard to find. Yeah, and expensive too. Ray says it's all good. Yeah, there's so many people that I need to visit in California. If this ever goes away, it's definitely the thing I love about California is my local airport that's like 20 minutes away from me flies to California, which is amazing. Anywhere else, I got to drive all the way to SeaTac past Seattle, and it's miserable. But California, it's like a 20-minute drive. You basically just like drive right up to the plane. You throw your keys to the flight attendant, and they go park your car for you. You're good to go. UPSer says, come on, guys, hit that like. I agree. Sorry, off-topic question. We are in hour number 2, basically. So off-topic questions, bring them on. Off-topic question. Off-topic question. That rediscovered chameleon from last week, is it a carpet chameleon? Negative. 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 I would even doubt that it has a common name, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been extinct for over 100 years, so it probably doesn't even have a common name. It might, but the article didn't link any type of common name. Ozzy says, good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. Trying to hatch some Killy Gardneri, but not having the best luck. Do snails eat the eggs? Yes, snails eat fish eggs for sure. For sure. What do you think of the quality of fish at Predatory Fins? Do you think the fish is good quality? I've never ordered from Predatory Fins, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone in chat can kind of chime in if anyone's ordered from them. I don't know. Colin's Critter Cave says, what's the best way to add calcium in an aquarium? Well, probably crushed coral or aragonite would be the best way. You can do oyster shells as well. You could do cuttlebone. You can do wonder shells. But what's going to last the longest is going to be crushed coral and aragonite. Everything else is going to break down over time. And, I mean, the crushed coral and aragonite break down too, but just not nearly as fast. Woo! We hit 250 likes. Oh, we went way backwards, though. We were at 390. We lost 50 people. All right. What was I talking about that made 50 people leave the chat? I'm never going to talk about that again. Tell us all your channels. We give you subs. The only two channels, I only care about one channel, and that's the outdoor channel right now. I do have my car channel that I have a video that I haven't released yet. But everything's kind of taken a back seat to this channel and the outdoor channel. Joel says, sounds dangerous, off topic. As long as it's somewhat animal related, I guess. Casval says, Steenfott Aquatics, when are you going to show us your reptiles? You probably have to go to like Instagram, even though I haven't shown them on Instagram. They'll probably won't make it into a video, just because YouTube does not like that. So, do you think my betta will survive after having velvet for 2 weeks? I think it's possible. Bob, what 5 South American cichlids would you consider must have? It would be 5 different species of apistogrammas. Ben. Apistogrammas. For sure. If I can't have 5 apistogrammas, then I would pick, apistogramma would be right on top. Juruparu. I love Juruparu. That would probably be number 2. You could probably go to like all earth eaters after that. But yeah, I would say Geophagus and Apistos would all be in the top 5. Maybe they was all in Cal. Oh yeah. That's it. You're right. The 50 people I lost in this live stream were all from California. Whoops. Dang. Bob, can you link your outdoor channel? I cannot, but hopefully Candy can. Okay. Let's see. I will try. Oh. By the time I even hit Alt-Tab, Candy's got it linked. There you go. We are so close to 1,000. Check it out if you like it. Subscribe. Check it out if you hate it. Don't subscribe. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Hey, Bob, have you ever kept checkerboard cichlids? No, actually, I have not. Pretty awesome little dwarf cichlid, but I have yet to keep them. Is Dean here feeding baby Brian to the new free swimming angelfish? They look too big of particles for them. So nervous. I don't know if Dean is here or not. Paul Sotoro, Apistos. Yeah, Apistos, man. Apistos. Dan says, question, does anyone know if iron pyrite, fool's gold, is safe to add to aquarium? I've never even thought about that before. I can list at least 15 Apistos I must have someday. Moonstone Aquatic says, hi, Ben Ochart. Hope you are doing well. Matthew Vargas is actually here. That's a surprise. Well. Rach says, I'm all about giving second chances. You ever kept Rio Olimar? You ever kept Rio? I'm going to say no because I don't know what that is, but I'm also going to Google it. See, Google doesn't know what that is either. Possibly Gymnogeophagus labiatus? I don't believe I've ever kept this one. I have kept, and the reason I don't remember is over the years I've probably kept 3 or 4 different species of Geophagus, and I couldn't tell you which ones without actually looking at my list. I know that sounds terrible, but honestly, like, I've seriously probably kept thousands of different types of fish. I can't remember them all. Stop busting my balls, man. I can't remember them all. I'm just kidding. Rach, I don't know. Well, I know for a fact that I haven't kept this one. But yeah. I've had small pieces of fool's gold in my tanks with no... I've had small pieces of fool's gold in my tank with no issues. Seth Roundtree, welcome to the Dream Team, my friend. Also, Bob Kaler with the $5 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. It says Candy Cane. Candy Cane. Anyway, Seth Roundtree, be sure to check out the entire members only playlist. It's a super fun time. I've had a small pieces of fool's gold. I've already read that one. The hill stream loaches I got from you are still doing great and are very active. There you go. Hill stream loaches. I'll probably never carry them again because catching them is a pain in the butt. But super awesome fish. Super awesome. Can never go wrong. All right. Your live streams are always educational and fun. So thanks, Bob and mods. Does anyone leave your Monday live streams feeling more intelligent, or is it just me? I don't know. I'm like so far the bottom of the barrel. I feel like when you leave this live stream, the only place you have to go is up. That's like your only option. Curtis linking the Dream Team, the stupid emoji that no one can even see. Let's see what else we got going on here. Living out of boxes, Paul, but it's coming together slowly. Yep, Ben Ocher just moved across country. Ooh, someone got in trouble. Can you save a fish from drowning? Yeah, actually you can. Any labyrinth fish can drown and you can save them. So, you thought you were trolling, but you asked a legitimate question. Oh, that's good. H2O, nothing beats it. Looks like the Bears will be costing me money tonight. I recently, not really recently, I guess this whole season. I was going to say I recently gave up on football, but what is it, in like week 10, and I gave up like a year ago. So. Food is great. Come visit. Oh, man, I bet the food in Washington is awful. Once, like, even the seafood is not that great here. You would think the seafood would be good, but, like, I'm telling you, man, the food in Seattle is terrible. Terrible. This is a terrible state for food. Terrible. Rick Bunn says, do you ever plan on doing a Get Outdoors live stream? I don't know. I've thought about it simply to get the views up, but I don't know that I would actually do it. I don't know that I want to set that precedent, so I don't know. The only place I have to go is to dinner. Yes, I'm starving. 54 more minutes I can eat dinner. Can you save money on your electric by running your heaters only at night? It really depends, Jay. Oh, excuse me. You'd have to do the math. Let's say if you ran your heater 24 hours a day, and to heat your tank, it ran for 12 of those 24 hours. Well, what if you only run it at night and to heat your tank, it's got to run all 12 hours at night. Really, it would be exactly the same, right? Man, who is this guy now? Someone just got deleted. Oh man, you're just saying hey. You're not even trolling. So yeah, you'd really have to do the math. It's going to depend on like what's your ambient temperature during the day versus the night. I feel like yes, it's possible. Is it enough to warrant it? Probably not. You might notice like a 25-cent saving, if anything. It really depends. Curtis says, what about that place that throws the fish like on The Real World in 1998? So that place only sells fish. They don't cook it. What are 3 beginner mistakes that I can teach to new fish keepers? The only thing I can think about is being patient with the fish and not rushing things. Well, that's definitely the most important. The second most important would be teaching newbies about the nitrogen cycle, right? So not only do they need to be patient, but we need to teach them why they're being patient. And that's where the nitrogen cycle comes in. So patience, nitrogen cycle, and then research your fish. No impulse buying. Those would be my top 3. Wait, what? Brisket? Where are we going? I'll go anywhere for brisket. When I lived in Bremerton, my friend used to catch local halibut and it was excellent. Yes. If you catch the food and cook it yourself, it's going to be really good. I'm just saying, like, going to restaurants compared to every other city I've ever been to, the food at restaurants here is terrible. I mean, there's definitely good places to go, but I'm talking about like overall, the average, take everything into account. The food here is terrible compared to other places. Encourage everyone to get more plants. That would be another newbie thing. Live plants. Do not be afraid of live plants. Get some of the easy stuff. Mickham says, so as long as you're an average chef in Washington, you ought to be able to do some business. Oh yeah. Granted, now in Washington, they can't be open anymore starting today. So, Regina says, I used to live in the Seattle area, moved around a lot. I miss it. Yeah, this is a really good state to live in as far as like the scenery, as far as all the things there are to do. But yeah, there's just the food here. Ugh. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. I was considering moving to Washington when I retire. Yeah, I mean, like I said, how often do you eat out? I mean, realistically. Brisket, Asheville, North Carolina, Lucille's barbecue, no doubt. Grace says newbies need to test water as well. That would be another one. Either you get the test strips, get the test kit, the liquid kit. It doesn't matter. Get one of them because either of them are better than none. We're eight likes away from 300. Just throwing that out there. Dragon Lair, yes, thank you. Moonshine Aquatics, I hear there's a pretty good fish store there too. Can I put coral in my betta tank? You could put like crushed coral. You could put like the live rocks in there. Definitely. Can you put corals, like living corals? No. Moonstone Aquatic says, I'm so behind. Ben Ochart is in Nashville. Thought he was a Cali boy. Well, like everyone in Cali, there is a mass exodus going on in California right now, and everyone's getting out, including Ben Ochart, who did move across country. I found my biggest male bristlenose on the floor this morning. I saved him, but any suggestions on treating, or will it be fine? So, one, you don't need to treat it, right? Unless you actually see something wrong with it, there's no need to treat it. Bristlenose plecos, Ancistrus plecos, a lot of people don't know this, but Ancistrus plecos actually have lungs, right? I don't think they're called lungs, but for the sake of this story, we're going to call them lungs. They can actually breathe air. So they can be out of the water for an extended period of time as long as they don't dry out. So as long as it didn't dry out, it's probably going to be just fine because they can breathe air if they need to. And a lot of people don't know that, so that's pretty cool. To become a member, yes, become a member. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome being part of the dream team. Food is bad here. Coming from someone that doesn't eat anything but meat. So Jimmy Gimbal agrees. He says he doesn't eat anything but meat and the food is bad here. So there you go. Bob, how many angels would you keep in a 55-gallon planted community aquarium? You should visit Chicago. Awesome pizza. So I've been to Chicago twice, and I'll be honest, I didn't really care for Chicago deep dish pizza. Just throwing that out there. It was good, but just not my style. But yes, the food there was really good. I don't know of any place. I don't remember the name of any of the restaurants we went to, but the food was pretty good. The aquarium was pretty fun, except for the day we went. 18 school buses showed up, so that wasn't very fun. It was just screaming kids everywhere. So yeah, I've been to Chicago twice, and it's a pretty cool place to visit. Another tip is to get water change kit and skip the buckets. Yes, no bucket brigades. Get the Python, get the Aquarium, whatever. Stop hating. California is love. No hate, man. There's no hate. How do you cool your tanks in the summer? It was 100 degrees in Sydney yesterday, and I came home to 82-degree tank water yesterday. Usually runs 77. A lot of people just get a bottle like this, fill it with water, freeze it, and throw it in their tank during the day. At night, they'll throw it back in the freezer. When they leave in the morning, they'll throw it back in their tank. That might be an option for you. If you mean a dead branched coral as a decoration, I wouldn't. Bettas will rip their fins on that. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Oh, how many angels would I keep in a 55-gallon? Probably 6. Probably sick. 6. Not sick. 6. I got distracted by your pizza comment. Malta High Jacker says, yeah, I live a bit above Asheville. Little Pigs Barbecue, best place to get a barbecue sandwich. I want to go to KC for barbecue. I heard that's the place to go. Anyone? KC? Place to go? Are bristlenose labyrinth breathers? I don't believe so. It's something else. I don't remember the scientific name of it, but it's basically a lung, but they don't call it a lung. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and they do call it a lung. But they have some type of organ. And you know what? Maybe it is the same. You know what? I'm going to say I don't know because I've never researched it to if it's the same thing. Water sucks. Gatorade's better. Jeez. Water. H2O all the way. Fish Tank Barn. Detroit Greek Town Food. Detroit Greek Town Food. Moonstone Aquatics. Detroit. Okay. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that's all right. What is favorite type of pizza if it's not New York style by far? I love New York. Real New York style pizza, not Domino's New York style, real New York style pizza. That's my favorite style of pizza. Sean says, yes, come to KC. We would love to have you. Yeah, I think I know a few people in KC. I just want to go for the barbecue though. I'll say I'm going to film fish rooms so I can write off the trip, but really I'm going for the barbecue. How many geophagus should be stocked in a 125? Well, it depends on the type. They get different sizes, but I would say average, probably about 6 or 8. They do like to be in groups, so I wouldn't do any less than 6. 125, that's a pretty big tank. Detroit style pizza is different. I've never even heard of Detroit style pizza. Interesting. I'll have to look it up. I built a Python clone for $25. The sink valve is only $8 on Amazon. Then just hack your old gravel vac for the end and add some clear tubing. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely DIY solutions for that. I've seen them. But I've never built one myself. Veranda guy says, Steenfott Aquatics, 1 Royal Farlowella or some red lizard whiptails in a 40 breeder community. populated by a bunch of tetras, epistos, cories, and autos. I mean, that's going to be personal preference. I love Royal Farlowellas, but the red lizard whiptails are pretty awesome too. I haven't kept them in a very long time. But honestly, that's going to be personal preference. For me, since I have kept Royal Farlowellas more recently, I would probably go with the red whiptails just for something different. But that's just me. Dude, hole in the wall, dirty floor pizza near Times Square was the best pizza I ever had. Yeah, it's always places like that has the best food. Like the dirtiest, grungiest places, they always have the best food. I don't know why, but they do. Come to Portland, Maine for a visit. We're a foodie paradise. No local fish stores to visit though. Oh, well then I would have to film a fish room tour, at least one, somewhere, just so I could write off the airfare. It's gotta be business related. High quality H2O. Mama said fish keepers are angry because there are so many cool fish and not enough tank space to keep them. Yep. Some ancestors turn their stomach into an oxygen breather organism in the absence of water, neither a labyrinth or a lung. Yeah. But moral of the story, they can breathe air when they're out of water. As long as they don't dry out, they'll survive probably until they starve. If you just keep misting them, I don't know why you do that. That'd be super cruel. Think about getting a spotted gar and a couple warrood. My 125, is that too small for one gar? So I don't know. I don't know anything about gars. I've never researched them a day in my life. So I'm not sure how big the spotted gar gets, but just going off instinct, I would think that that's not big enough for them. But maybe someone who has kept a spotted gar can chime in. Do you like sushi? Weird question, I know. No. That raw food is for the birds, man. I need cooked and warm, hot meat. No fish room, but you can come fill my betta tank. Technically, I just have to make a video. That's it. It can be about anything. As long as it's like, fish related for the channel. Kaler's Aquatics looking at the wish list. No small dog food on the list. Yeah, I have to update the wish list, which I will do later this evening. I'm also not sure why it says, like, some of the items it says need one. I don't know why it says that, but definitely need more than one. So, yeah, I'll take a look at it after the stream, after I eat as well. But, yeah, let's see. I'm not sure how I can see this, but I've got Priscilla MK Art sent $10 for, I'm assuming, the shelter. There's no note, so that's going to go to the shelter. So thank you, Priscilla. I appreciate it. And that's the only one. I don't know why this is not refreshing. Moonstone Aquatics with the $25 super chat. Bob, you distribute the money, please. Not sure which is more needed on the donation site. I'm not gonna say that there's one is more important than the other. I mean, it's all needs, so I just have to keep track of them when they're super chats, though, because of taxes and because of cuts. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really hoping. So here's what I'm hoping. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be greedy here for a second. I'm gonna be greedy about this donation thing. The shelter that I donated at did a food drive, I don't even know if you call it a food drive or whatever, but they did their version of what I'm doing, and they didn't get hardly anything. And I'm like, they don't have a social media presence. They don't, so it was just like, well, what do you expect? And I mean, they got a decent amount of stuff for not having, any presence or, any online presence. So I want to be greedy, and I want to be like, this is how you do it. And just be like, drop a dump truck full of crap right on their front lawn and be like, that's how you run a fundraiser. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going to flex my muscles as I donate all this stuff. I don't know. I haven't kept spotted gar, but I've kept the larger pike cichlids, and just based on the size, I would say a 125 is too small for a gar. Like I feel like there's like one species of gar that doesn't get as big, but still gets pretty big. But even then, I feel like 125 is too small. And the issue is, so when I think about it, here's how I determine tank size, all right? When I'm looking at a fish that's going to be bigger, like my Mabu puffer, for instance, if it ever grows, I have no idea. But theoretically, that thing should be between 20 and 30 inches, right? So I need that fish to be able to turn completely around without bumping into the glass. That's how I do it. So if I can't get a tank big enough for it to turn around without bumping glass, then the tank's not big enough, and I need bigger. So it's like people that keep Oscars in like 55-gallon tanks. It's like it cannot turn around. A full-grown Oscar cannot turn around in a 55-gallon tank. For me, that means that a 55-gallon tank isn't big enough. That's kind of like my general rule of thumb when it comes to tank size and fish, like large fish like that. So like the 240-gallon tank that I have that I sold to Danny, it's 8 feet long, but it's only 2 feet front to back. My 300-gallon acrylic is shorter, but it's boxier, so it's wider, like front to back, and it's also taller as well. Not that that really matters for the puffer, but pretty much it's a foot shorter, and I think it's like 6 or 8 inches wider front to back. So it's just going to give it more room to like spin around, I guess. And technically, I would still say that that's way too small for a Mabu puffer, but it can turn around comfortably, which is my main concern. Anyways, now that I've missed all these chats, thoughts on 9 to 12 gold ring Danios with 1 blue dwarf gourami. What single fish would you recommend for a school? Well, see, the dwarf blue gourami, like, I feel like you could do 9 to 10 Danios, and you could easily do like 3 or 4 dwarf blue gouramis. Now, if you're stuck on having just one fish, you're probably going to want like either like a male ram, like a Bolivian ram would be kind of cool. All the other rams doesn't really matter, male or female. Males will look better, but females still look good too. Or like a male apistogramma, something like that. But I think like a dozen Danios and just a small group of blue gouramis, I think that'd be awesome. Right off a trip to Nashville, Bob. After I get my tanks running, we'll go to the Loveless Cafe and get a taste of true Southern cooking and a real friendly service. Yeah, Tennessee is on my list. I have so many like subscribers, members, customers. Like I would say like 75% of the fish I sell online get shipped to Tennessee. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but there's a lot of really cool people in Tennessee that I really want to go see. So Tennessee and California right now are like the top 2 states that I want to go to visit people. Rachel Leary has gar. She would be the one to ask. Doesn't she have them in like a 200 and some gallon tank as well, if I remember right? It's definitely bigger than a 125, I think. I could be wrong, but I think. Got you a huge dump in front of the shelter. Yeah, so Jimmy was with me when we left a huge dump in front of the shelter last time. So I want it to be even bigger dump of supplies this time. Andy says, loving the camera work and editing the outdoor channel beautifully. Hey now. I'm just going to say, like, 5% of those shots in those videos are my camera work. So I do something. About 5%. About 5%. I think there was 2 shots in the last video that were mine out of like 300. Oh man. Dank Tank says, I once seen a bala shark that was a solid 15 inches and a 29 gallon. It literally did like a backward spin twist to turn around. That sounds miserable. Have you guys seen the video of the like huge arowana in the 29 gallon tank, and it just goes and busts right through the glass? So dumb. Why do people do that? I don't get it. I don't even get what the appeal is. Look at this massive fish in this really small aquarium. It is so impressive. Oh yeah. Used to be Colorado. He doesn't love us anymore. Well, people from Colorado stopped showing up to my live streams. Not my fault. You guys hate me now. I still love all of you. Although to be fair, Trevor was here earlier, so Trish says 5%. Yeah. Yep. So the shot of the water, like the going against the shore, that was me like laying down in the snow. And then the shot of Jimmy driving by in his truck, that was me just sitting on the ground. That was my awesome camera work. So, you know, I got skill too. I got some skill. Justin Case says, no more Amazon. I was just out there 10 hours delivering. Stop adding to the workload. That's just money in your pocket, man. We're just supplying jobs right now. The Amazon guy came to my house twice. And they're starting to scam you. They're starting to scam you on Amazon. It's like this water, all right? It's like you could buy this today and you can have it by 10 p.m. Woohoo! And then you go through the checkout and it's like, oh, you can have it by 10 p.m. if you pay the extra $3 shipping. Or instead of getting it tonight, Monday by 10 p.m., you'll get it like Friday 3 weeks from now. So it's like, of course you're going to pay the $3 when it should have just been the next day anyways. I see them. I'm catching on to their scam. Mad Skills Bob. That's it. That's me. I've been watching like a lot of videos on how to make YouTube videos, so it's starting to wear off on me. Squeed. I love it. Welcome to the Dream Team, my friend. You got a whole playlist to check out. There's some fun stuff in there too. You won't be disappointed. I only have some outside fish right now. I'd not to be much of a mafia member. Oh wait, did we lose a bunch of viewers? Was it all the Colorado people? See, oh, we did. We lost like 20 people. There went Colorado. We lost California. Now we lost Colorado. Are there any more states that start with C? We're going to lose Connecticut next. So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I feel like Colorado, very similar to Washington. Very similar. Like if there was any other state that could offer what Seattle has, obviously it's not going to offer an ocean, but with like mountains, waterfalls, lakes, just outdoor life in general, the next state I would move to for that would be Colorado. So I feel like going to Colorado would just be like going out my back door. So that in itself puts it a little bit lower on the list of states that I want to visit. Just saying. I don't know. But welcome to the Dream Team, Squeed. Squeed. Matthew Vargas with the $2 chat that says, wait for it. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I don't know what we're waiting for. Just in case, as long as you're not like the driver we just had near us the other day, went through a stop sign, and then used our driveway as a through street. Yikes. Yeah, I don't, man. With everything shutting down, like the drivers, you guys are going to be busy this season. Holy cow. Vermont has the outdoor life. I'm sure all states have some kind of outdoor life. Colorado native who went to college in Spokane, it's very similar. Thank you. And I have actually been to Colorado. I have been to Denver. It smells like rotten eggs, but I have been there. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. A little bit. California, still here. All right. I've been to California lots of times too. Like I said, love to visit California. Could never live there. What else? Andy70 Vita Bus says, at Steenfott Aquatics, I like the menus on your camping trips. Meat, and a touch of rice or pasta. We don't need no stinking vegetables. Who has room to pack vegetables? I mean, come on. S with the $2 bacon, I guess. I think that's bacon, right? I don't know. Going for it. Moonstone Aquatics says, okay, gotta go. Have a great night, everyone. Nice to hear from y'all. Thanks for coming, Moonstone. Always appreciate seeing you here. And have a great evening. At the public laundry, apparently lowrider pants have been around a long time. Senior gentleman loading a washer with his hiney hanging out. Well, that could just be an old person thing. Like, I'm pretty sure when I'm old, I'm not going to care if my hiney's hanging out. I'll be like, screw it. Jimmy, does Liz still work at the co-op? Yes, Josh's World, and I bug her all the time. As a representative of the co-op, I bug her for co-op stuff all the time. This guy is unbelievable. Thank you. I mean, I am pretty awesome, and it is really hard to believe how awesome I am. So thank you. I'm glad that you see that too. Rick Bunn says, I can't really donate as of right now, but I shared your wish list on my social media accounts. I know a lot of animal lovers that don't keep aquariums. Hey, I appreciate it. I really do. Thanks for sharing. Like, donations definitely not required to hang out here. This definitely not pay to play. This is tough times for everyone, and I almost didn't do this myself because my funds are really low as well. But you know what? Maybe I can't buy my tent this year and I have to wait till next year. I don't know. There's something else I can give up for a little bit of time and get it later. What colorful school could I pair with? Uh-oh. My chat just moved. Here it is. What colorful school could I pair with a group of marbled angels in a 75? So many tetras. Rummy nose tetra. Yeah, lemon. I mean, we talked about lemon tetras earlier. Red phantom tetras. Rainbow fish. I almost said something else there that would not have been good. But like rainbow fish, Danios would be really cool. Lots of cool fish out there. So many. Mike says Alaska is the state to go camping in. Well, the goal is to go camping in every single state before I die. Now, Senior Saggers, that's pretty funny. That's their motorcycle gang, Senior Saggers. So yeah, Alaska is very easy for me to get to as well. I can take one of many cruise ships up to Alaska, which is nice, because I would much rather be on a boat than on a plane. Justin Case says, sitting on the pooper, having a beer, enjoying this live stream, hiding from the wife. That's what people do at like work. Man, how miserable is work when you're hiding on the pooper. And I've done it. I've been there. I've done it many times. When you're just sitting on the pooper because you know you're not going to get bugged and it beats going back to work. You're not even pooping. Jeez. Oh, I'm sure we've all been there. If Tennessee Mafia leaves, turn the lights out. Bob as an old man would be funny. Spraying kids with the hose and yelling, get off my lawn. I can't wait. There's I don't know what age it is, but at some point you just get old enough where you can pretty much do whatever and people will be like, well, he's old. What are we going to do? He's just an old senile guy. Nothing we can do about it. That's the point I can't wait to get to. If I even live that long to begin with. But I'm telling you, when I'm old, I'm going to have so much fun. I'm going to fake like I'm deaf. And so people will like talk around me and I'll be able to hear him. They think I can't hear him, but I'll be able to hear him. Let's see what they're saying about me behind my back when they don't know I'm listening. You give your time, love, and money to the animals that are homeless. You give your time. Oh, are you talking about me? Well, I mean, I do like animals more than most people, so it makes sense. What are the shrimp in the tank behind you? They are a mono shrimp. Mono shrimp. I'm seeing if I can see one. Oh, yep, right above my head. Right there. Right. Easy there, buddy. A mono shrimp. I already got that one. Graduated high school in 82. When I'm 65, I'm going back to my purple mohawk and punk look. I feel like 80s style could make a comeback. It's definitely better than what's out there now. Jeez. I am there. I'm old. My husband is real old. I can't wait. Anyways, falling asleep once hiding in the bathroom from work, 20-minute power nap overnight, much needed recharge. Yeah, I feel like for people that work graveyard, it's kind of a given that you're going to take naps every once in a while, but yeah. Hey, Bob, your culture of red wigglers, right? Yes, I do have a culture of red wigglers. Any tips? They are super easy. I remember when I was researching it, everyone had like, they would get like 2 containers, and then like one would be like the drainage container, and I don't have any idea why they need that, because I just have mine in one container. I mist them every couple of days on top, throw in like my banana peels, my orange peels, all like leftover food I just throw in there. They're kind of like the cockroaches. You just throw in whatever leftover food you have, they eat it. It's super easy. I don't like, people have like these really intricate systems for their red wiggler cultures, and you know what? They could be getting like 10,000 more worms every day than me, and maybe that's it, but I don't need that many worms, so I don't know. It's just really easy, like really easy. Yeah, they love cardboard. They absolutely love cardboard. So sometimes I'll put cardboard in there, wet it down, and they just flock to the cardboard. So I don't know, but yeah, I would say like, don't overthink it. Dirt, food, they're worms. It's that easy. And thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Could I fit 6 Bolivian rams with 6 Corys and 12 flame tetras, or is that pushing it? It depends on your size of tank. I don't know that I remember. Orphan Slayer, 6 Bolivian rams, 6 Corys. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the, in a 40 gallon. Oh man, that's gonna be pushing it. You're fine with the Corys, you're fine with the flame tetras, but 6 Bolivian rams, I would probably cut it down to 3. That would probably be mine. Trish says, I have red wigglers. What you need to know? He's just looking for tips. Tips. But I found them to be like super easy. I mean, yeah, just super easy. Like, set it and forget it. I mean, to be honest, I probably only even missed them like once a week. What do you think of sparkling gouramis? Well, I've never kept them, but I'm telling you, I've had these honey gouramis for a while now, and I'm really starting to love gouramis, and I'm sure that they're just as awesome as my honey gouramis. Yes, I enjoyed it a lot, Tiffany. They're fine, and I found the perfect spot. They're dithering for my little steel blue apistos, getting along great in the 20 tall. Sean says my grandma used to accidentally smack people with the cane. She didn't even. Yeah, that's totally what I'd be doing. Priscilla with the $1 super chat. Thank you, Priscilla. I appreciate it. And thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that too. Abolish Aquatics says red wigglers are easy. You can grow them in a house plant. Well, there you go. So when I very first started out my red wiggler colony, for whatever reason, they really wanted out of the container. I don't know if it was like something new and they're like, get me out of here. I'm freaking out. I don't know. But like they were trying to get out nonstop, and now they never climb the sidewalls ever. B Fishy says, do you ever have an issue with fish deaths right after a water change? Yes. I've lost a lot of fish the last couple water changes. So it's something that you really have to watch out for this time of the year. I know like my water company, when it starts raining here, and it's raining a lot here, they just like pour in the chemicals. They just dump them in. And I'm assuming, I don't know if I'm accurately assuming, but I assume like most water companies are that way. So a lot of our water comes from aquifers too. And so we get all this rain and like it's coming up through the ground. They get all, it's muddy, whatever. Whatever they're doing, they just dump in the chemical. And sometimes you can like smell the chlorine like from the tap. It's ridiculous. So yeah, definitely smaller water changes more often. Don't do the big water changes in the winter, just for that reason. Maybe do a water drought so the pH is different, or too big of a water change. Yeah, it's most likely chemicals this time of year. Yeah, they really go nuts because they don't care about our fish, but they do care about people getting sick and having to deal with lawsuits. So they'd much rather just dump in the chemicals than someone getting some crazy bacterial or fungus infection. Who knows? I don't know. But it's annoying. Anyone know what a yellow saddleback means on a cherry shrimp? Like the whole back will be bright yellow. Test your tap water. They might have pumped it full of chlorine. Yep, that's usually it. I have to pay close attention to the temperatures of the water. It can change almost daily in my area. That's another thing to watch out for, you know. In general, though, I mean, I don't know. I used to do like 50% water changes all the time, and now I don't do them in the winter at all. I do like 10 to 20% water changes at most in the winter, because I swear this time of year is when I have the most issues. Hawaii has no chlorine in the tap water. Yeah. So my water, unfortunately, comes from 4 different sources, and only one of them uses chlorine. They use chlorine and fluoride, and then chloramine. And then the other 3 come from aquifers with like nothing, like no additives. So unfortunately, you never know like when you're getting the good water and when you're getting the crappy city water. I stand corrected. Bob, a continent away, would be able to better judge lowriders versus old people pants. What? Dank Tank says, had 2 tokays hatch a couple weeks ago, Bob. Thought one escaped tonight. Ripped cage apart. It's only a PVC tube background. Looked in, checked on the sibling the other night. One is back. So I left the top of my crested gecko tank open the entire weekend. The whole weekend, I didn't even notice that it was open. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this gecko could be anywhere. But it was still in the enclosure, thankfully. So I have one of these screen tops that has like a small section in the middle that you can open instead of taking the entire screen off. And it's that small little opening I left open for the whole weekend. And I was like, son of a biscuit, but she was still in there. Good to go. We lost 3 discus since they started messing with the water lines. On top of all the seasonal crap, the pH went up to 8+, and I can smell the chlorine. We treat it, and it was still too much. Yeah, it's crazy. There was a YouTuber, an angelfish breeder. I don't remember what channel it was, but he lost all of his angelfish from, I think the chlorine was like 9 times higher than like the maximum amount that they're legally allowed to put in it or something. It was a while ago. And I know that he was able to get the water company to pay and replace all of his dead fish. But it was a lot. Like he was in like a legit angelfish breeder. And so, yeah, I mean, if you test it and the chlorine's way above what it's legally or, supposed to be at, then they will reimburse you. You're going to have to fight for it, though. It's not, it's not like they're just going to hand out money to anyone who says you killed my fish. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. The last town we lived in changed their water source, and it was so bad I hated even showering in it. My poor fish were having a rough time before we moved. Yep, it's like that out here. If you go towards the coast, like the water is green. It's weird. And they all say it's normal. I'm like, green water? I don't think that's normal. And it like smells weird. And you're like, yeah, I don't think I want to take a shower. Our crested gecko, Deb Hall, that Bob and the community got for us. What? Oh my gosh. Flame would have been all over the house if we did that. Oh, yes. Yep. Flame is Caleb's crested gecko, right, Candy? That is true. That is correct. Andrew says, so my multis are breeding in my 10-gallon quarantine tank setup. I don't want to disturb them, but I want to get them in a bigger tank soon. The best way to do that with fry in the tank? Oh, super easy. As long as you have shells or whatever they're breeding in, if it's shells or PVC piping, as soon as you like drain the water out and start putting your hands in there, the fry, the mom, they all go into the shell. You can just pick the shell up and move it over to the next tank. I've done that so many times. It's ridiculous. But that is what I love about shell dwellers, is that they'll just retreat into their shell and you can just move them in the shell. It's so easy. I love like moving or setting up, changing shelly tanks, because it is so easy. They all just dart into the shells and you just pick up the shells. Easy. This is why I always do a small overdose of safe. Better safe than sorry. Yes, always do more than what you need. Especially with safe. It's so cheap anyways. I'd put safe in my shipping bags even. Here in Kentucky, our water is nearly consistent, the same, just regular temp variations through seasons. Yeah, that's it here too, but as soon as they like switch to that one, and I know it's coming from the city south of us, which is just one of the worst cities ever. It's just a dirty city. And that the water is terrible, and you can smell it. Did not mean to make that pun, says Brandon Guy. Better safe than sorry. I always dechlorinate my water and let it sit overnight in a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, I hope maybe one day I will have that option, but it's not going to be any day soon. You guys ever seen Gasland documentary? Well, people can light their faucet water on fire. I haven't seen the documentary, but I've seen people do that. Okay, I tend to time my water changes based on nitrate. Once it builds to 40 parts per million, I do a change. And honestly, I mean, that is the best way to do it. Unless you're like really hardcore into plants and you need to do water changes to, get minerals back in your water. That's the way it should be. Okay, Cali out, thanks. Uh-oh. I'm losing more Californians. Dang it. I'm pretty sure in the 5 years of me live streaming, I've probably ragged on every single state at some point. So, and to be fair, I do rag on my state a lot. So there you go. There goes half of Washington. They've been put in pause because we had a couple of deaths in the family. Ooh, all right. In the screenshot for this video, the fish are eating from a red tablet. Anyone know what kind of food that is? That is an old Sarah Onip tab. And I say old because the new tabs are awful. Terrible. So yeah, those are the old Onip tabs. They stick right onto the glass. And just know the new ones aren't nearly as good. They redid the formula. So yeah. Jacob Hill says, Steenfott Aquatics, have your white clouds been doing fine since it's getting cold? Are you going to bring them inside? So far, they're doing just fine outside. They're definitely like in their cold mode because they don't zoom around in the water anymore. It's kind of just like a slow moving shoal, and then they stop for a couple minutes and they move a little bit more. So they're definitely in that winter mindset, but I'm hoping to get them through all winter. We'll see. So far, as far as temperature, the only thing I've done so far is pumping in warm air from my house outside into the ponds, and it's like I have the air pump like wrapped in towels, so it's like insanely hot and it's blowing out really hot air. So far, it's keeping the temperatures above 40. I think as long as I keep everything above 40, I think everything's going to overwinter just fine, including the rainbow fish. Colorado out too. Thanks for the stream. See ya, Colorado. I wish like we still could have like Western names, like back in like the old times and the Western times, like everyone was named after the city they came from. I wish we could do that again, or something cool, some kind of cool like nickname system. All right, Colorado. Just found Bob's favorite fin nipping Tetra fry in my 29-gallon Priscilla Tetra, my first fry. Awesome. That's the best thing about Tetras is when you find fry. Like, it's always cool to see fry, but like it's always like extra cool for me anyways when I see Tetra fry, because I'm like, somehow you managed to survive this community fish of just scavengers, egg eaters, corridoras, plecos, and then you actually survive getting eaten as a fry, and now you're actually big enough to kind of hold your own. I remember seeing my first lemon Tetra fry, and I was like, ooh, I can't believe you survived. You haven't ragged on Alabama much yet, Bob. Well, I don't know. I don't think you've been here the whole 5 years. But actually, I don't think I have either. I heard it's illegal to collect rainwater. If so, why would it be? So it's illegal to collect rainwater in a lot of states because they're a bunch of Nazis. That's why. A bunch of communist Nazis that want to charge you instead of just letting you collect your own rainwater. I'll tell you. My cowboy name would be Seamus? Seamus Clearwater? Seamus Clearwater. See, like, my name wouldn't be cool. Marysville Bob. Hey, it's Marysville Bob. No. Not a cool name at all. Yeah, give him time. Give him time. That's what they did in Zombieland. Yep. How do you disinfect a quarantine tank? I'm done quarantining my fish, but I don't have a spare tank, so I want to use it to the same tank. But how do I disinfect it? You can use distilled white vinegar. You can use bleach. Bleach actually does work. Just be sure to use a dechlorinator afterwards, so safe or prime. But my go-to is distilled white vinegar because I don't have to worry about bleach. So, Candy, what's your Old West name? Probably Candy. Like that. Candy's name would work in the Old West. Jacob Hill says, why do you like lemon tetras so much? Because they're not a fin nipping tetra. And I think they look really, really good in low light. So like tannin type water. I think they just look really good under the right light. And that's what I'm hoping to do in that 300-gallon tank once I get it put up. Just a giant school of lemon tetras. And then you'll see why they're awesome. I think they're very underrated. I realize they're really popular, but I still feel like they're kind of underrated. Candy, we elected a dumb football coach to the Senate. We need to be ragged on. I got ladybugs everywhere. If they get my tank, is there any impact? Ladybugs, huh? Ladybugs in fish tanks. I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure. Waterboy H2O says, thanks, Bob. Tennessee is going to bed. We'll see you later. All right, Tennessee H2O. That's your new name, Tennessee H2O. Freshwater Aquatics says, any tips for breeding peacock gudgeons? How difficult are they to breed? So, I don't have any experience breeding them, but from my research, I hear that they're actually fairly easy fish to breed. But that's just from my research. I've never done it, so I can't tell you one way or the other. Has anyone got a betta from Space City? I've never even heard of Space City, so I'm going to say I've never got one there. Jacob Hill says, what do you prefer, lemon tetras or silver tips? Definitely lemon tetras. Silver tips are pretty awesome, though. Definitely another underrated tetra. And one that looks like really cool on film. If you turn like the blacks all the way down, they look really cool on film. But I still got to go with lemon tetras. Rainwater collection is illegal in some places because water rights are stupid and closely monitored. That runoff is owned by someone downstream. Yep. Yeah. It's so stupid. Like I don't even want to start because I'll just start ranting and I'll just lose even more people. Jay's Things says shrimp with betta fish. Absolutely. Just make sure you have lots of plants or lots of places for the shrimp to hide. Seapole133 says, is there anyone here from Canada? Oh yeah. What do you use instead of Paracleanse? I don't know what to use to remove parasites here. There you go. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like just about everything is illegal in Canada, so I'm not sure if you even have any meds available there. Hopefully someone in Canada can help you out with that one. Kevin Rosenberg says, bred coral red pencil fish in my 20 long. Extremely happy. That is a really good fish to breed. Those are not cheap. And yeah, if you can master that, you're sitting on a gold mine there. That's awesome. Boss Hog with the $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. No words. So yeah, we're just going to say thank you. Just got a pair of Vienna guppies. Wish me luck. Good luck. I have the worst nickname ever. I don't even know how to pronounce that. So your new nickname is Josh. That's your new nickname. What is best live plant cleaners that can live with Pictus catfish? Probably, well, if none of your plants are sword plants, I would say bristlenose plecos. If you don't have any sword plants. Jamie Lee says, we have 4 pea puffers with cherry shrimp, no issues. Definitely possible for sure. If I ever did like a pea puffer tank, I would do cherry shrimp in a heartbeat. I would just plant the crap out of it, and I would start with way more cherry shrimp than pea puffers, and they could outproduce them easily. Water rights are just stupid. If an argument belongs to someone downstream, then quit dropping your water on my property. Exactly. I think you can get Panicure C in Canada. There you go. I think 2 people have said that. So Panicure C it is. Thoughts on CPDs? Waiting on my order from Aquahuna to add to my 75-gallon planted community. I think they're cool. They're a bit too shy for me though. People will be like, mine are out all the time. But I feel like a majority of people will tell you that they're way too shy. And the one time I kept them, that was my experience. Even with dither fish, planted, floating plants, they still hardly ever came out, and it was really annoying, and actually got rid of them. So, yeah. Yep, heavily planted and carpeted, lots of moss, have baby shrimp and happy puffers. There you go. That's the way to do it. Regina Phalange. Regina. Granted, guys, if you own a house in the desert, could you not collect rainwater from your... Well, it depends. Well, actually, if you were in a desert in California, it's not illegal in every state. And it's even like down to like the municipality. Regina with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Regina Phalange. If you want CBDs, get chili rasboras instead. Or there's also the... Let me see if I can find it real quick. Emerald. Wait, is that what you said? Emerald dwarf rasbora? Oh, chili rasboras. Emerald dwarf rasboras are very similar. They're not as colorful, but they're pretty close, and they're not as shy. Has anyone kept Asian rummy noses? Yes. Super awesome fish. I think I still have like 4 of them. All right. We have come to the end of another stream. I want to thank everyone who has helped out with the food supply drive for the shelter. And we're going to keep that going for about a month. So you're going to be hearing about it every live stream for the next 3 live streams. I apologize. But like I said, I want to take a big dump truck and dump it on the front lawn of the animal shelter and be like, this is how you do it. So I appreciate it. If you want to donate, there's the wish list, and we'll put that in the comments below for people to watch this afterwards. Also, if you want to donate directly and through PayPal at steenfotaquatics@gmail.com, the nice thing about that is 100% goes to it, whereas like super chats, only 70% go to it. So let's see, what else do we got here? We got to thank Trish for becoming a new member. Thank you. Seth, new member. Squeed, new member. And Cassidy, coming a member before the stream. Thank you. Joel, Fish Tank Barn, Malta High, Furloughs, Moonstone, Trish, Sign, Gore, Kent's, Collins, Bob Kaler, Moonstone Aquatics, Matthew Vargas, Matthew Vargas said, wait for it. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Evan, Priscilla, Boss Hog, and Regina Phalange. Thank you so much. And as always, thanks to the mods, the lurkers, and most importantly, the subscribers, because we would not be here for not the subscribers. So I'm insanely hungry, so I'm going to go eat, and I will see you all next